Welcome to my channel, Old Gold Coins. Today videos is one you won't to miss. We're diving into the world of coins, so let's get it started, certainly. Below is an in-depth, long-form paragraph essay on the 1970 U.S. Washington quarter dollar, designed to be engaging and detailed enough for a full 20-minute read. This version provides rich historical background, physical characteristics, minting details, varieties, collector significance, error coins, market value, and more. All in continuous paragraph form for a comprehensive narrative experience. The 1970 Washington quarter dollar is a fascinating coin in American numismatics, not only because of its place in the long-running Washington quarter series, but also due to the nuances and historical context that make this particular year's issue noteworthy. Originally introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the Washington quarter was never intended to be a permanent coin design. However, its popularity with the public and its patriotic symbolism led to it becoming the standard quarter design for decades. The obverse of the coin, designed by sculptor John Flanagan, features a left-facing portrait of George Washington, with the word "Liberty" inscribed above his head. The motto, "In God We Trust," to the left of the bust, and the year 1970 directly below. The reverse showcases a majestic eagle with wings spread, perched on a bundle of arrows symbolizing strength and military readiness, and flanked below by olive branches, a traditional symbol of peace. Surrounding the eagle are the inscriptions, "United States of America," and the Latin motto, "A pluribus unum" above, and the denomination, quarter dollar below. This design remained largely unchanged from 1932 until the introduction of the 50-state quarters program in 1999. Making the 1970 issue part of the classic Washington quarter series, with deep-rooted historical and aesthetic continuity. In terms of composition, the 1970 Washington quarter was minted 5 years after the U.S. Mint transitioned from 90% silver coinage to a copper-nickel-clad composition, following the Coinage Act of 1965. This means the 1970 quarter is made from a copper core with outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silvery appearance but no actual silver content. This change was due to rising silver prices and the resulting coin hoarding that occurred during the early 1960s. Consequently, the 1970 quarter is not a silver coin, though there are rare off-metal errors and special silver versions struck in limited quantities for collectors that deviate from this standard. The mintage numbers for the 1970 quarter include coins from 3 facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, with a D mint mark; and San Francisco, with an S mint mark. The Denver Mint produced the majority of these quarters, with approximately 417.4 million coins, while the Philadelphia Mint produced around 136.4 million, and the San Francisco Mint struck about 2.6 million proof coins, which were never intended for circulation, but were specially made for collectors using polished dies and planchets to produce a mirror-like finish. The San Francisco minted 1970 S proof quarters are notable for their beauty and production quality, typically found in sealed proof sets and highly desirable in grades designated as cameo or deep cameo by professional grading services, where frosted raised elements contrast with deeply mirrored backgrounds. Some of these proof coins also achieved notoriety due to extraordinary mint errors, including one of the most famous modern U.S. coin errors, the 1970 S quarter struck on a 1941 Canadian quarter. This type of error is exceedingly rare and considered one of the most valuable and intriguing errors ever discovered. In this case, a blank planchet from a 1941 Canadian silver quarter, which is slightly smaller than a U.S. quarter and composed of 80% silver, was mistakenly fed into a U.S. proof coin press and struck with the 1970 S quarter dies. The result is a hybrid coin that features remnants of the Canadian coin's design underneath the U.S. quarter's image. Only a handful of these rare coins are known to exist, and they have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction, depending on condition and provenance. These types of dramatic minting anomalies underscore the complex and occasionally chaotic nature of large-scale coin production, even in modern facilities. While such rare errors are exceptional, even standard 1970 quarters are of interest to collectors when they are in pristine condition. Coins that have never been in circulation and are graded as MS-65 or higher, mint state, can command a premium, particularly those with sharp strikes, strong luster, and minimal contact marks. Additionally, collectors look for varieties such as RPMs, repunched mint marks, or doubled dies, where letters or design elements appear to be duplicated due to misalignment during the die creation process. These varieties can be subtle and require magnification and expertise to identify, but they add a layer of depth and challenge to the hobby of quarter collecting. Even though most 1970 quarters in circulated condition are only worth face value, 25 cents, uncirculated and proof coins can be worth several dollars, and rare varieties or errors can be worth significantly more. In terms of condition and grading, coins are evaluated on the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1, poor, to 70, perfect. Coins graded MS67 or above by PCGS or NGC are quite rare for this date and can be worth $50 to $100 or more, depending on demand and market trends. From a historical perspective, the 1970 Washington quarter represents the final year of a turbulent decade in American history, marked by social upheaval, political unrest, and changes in both domestic and foreign policy. The coin's enduring classical design is a stark contrast to the transformative events of the late 1960s and early 1970s, including the Vietnam War, civil rights movements, and the Apollo space missions. In a time of change, the coin's imagery offered a sense of tradition and continuity. It is also worth noting that 1970 marked the end of a particular era in coin production. The following year, the Eisenhower dollar would be introduced, and technological advances in minting would lead to greater precision and new methods of die production. Thus, the 1970 quarter stands on the threshold between old and new, a bridge between pre- and postmodern coinage. Additionally, coin collecting surged in popularity during the late 1960s and early 1970s, driven by public fascination with the silver shortage and the changes in U.S. coinage. Many people began hoarding coins or searching for rare varieties in circulation, which has contributed to the survival of relatively large numbers of 1970 quarters in better-than-average condition. In the modern collecting community, the 1970 Washington quarter is often viewed as an affordable and accessible entry point into the hobby. It is part of a broader effort by many collectors to build full-date and mint sets of Washington quarters from 1932 to the present. For those pursuing a complete collection, the 1970 issue is a key date simply because of its role as a final year coin before major national design changes began with the bicentennial coinage in 1975-76. It also allows collectors to appreciate the beauty of pre-statehood quarter designs, the artistry of John Flanagan, and the quality of U.S. mint craftsmanship at the time. Whether acquired for historical interest, for investment potential, or simply for the joy of the hunt, the 1970 quarter continues to circulate among collectors and coin dealers alike. Its relatively high mintage ensures its availability, but the quest for mint state specimens, rare errors, and well-preserved proofs ensures its ongoing relevance in the world of American coin collecting. As with many coins from the second half of the 20th century, the 1970 quarter might at first appear ordinary, but beneath its common surface lies a wealth of historical, economic, and artistic significance that makes it far more than just spare change. Let me know if you'd like this formatted as a printable PDF, turned into a presentation, or translated into another language.